Hey y'all, it's your girl Jazzy Jim Tarot. I'm coming at you with another tarot reading today. So if you like this, go ahead and stick around for this message. Alright. For today's oracle, I received the Rebirth and Renewal card. This card jumps out at me for this blue butterfly, signifying hope, joy, healing, and rejuvenation. I'll also add on that to become a butterfly takes the process of metamorphosis. So we have to think about how that change is irreversible. It creates a beautiful outcome. The message that this card brings is that a chapter has ended and you are coming out of a shell with a new understanding. These struggles you have been experiencing are to help shape you for this upcoming chapter. It is important to be vulnerable in this moment and to heal the wounds from your past. To be present is to acknowledge all the pain that you have experienced and to recognize how strong of an individual you are. You have persevered, and that in itself is an accomplishment. It's time to look in the mirror and say, self, I am ready for this change, and I am ready to see where my wings will take me, and so it shall be. Now for tarot, I pulled the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. When looking at these cards, I feel that someone would resonate with this message, specifically if they struggle with depression, anxiety, PTSD, or other mental disabilities. You may even be an individual that struggles with positive self-image. It is important to understand that in order for one to feel safe within a situation that requires change, they must allow themselves to feel the feelings that they are hiding away from themselves. Now would be the time to reaffirm that your environment is safe and it is not what it used to be. So in order for this renewal to occur, you have to work through the challenges that you are facing right now regarding your instability or your emotional self-worth. This includes decluttering your mental space, acknowledging your pessimism, and even the urge to fight against the change that is going to benefit you in the long run. But fear not, the Nine of Swords is in reverse, therefore you're willing to acknowledge the negativity within your situation and the setbacks that you personally impose on yourself. However, it's also good to note that in order for you to reach this goal, it's going to take a certain level of hard work and dedication that you put towards yourself. You have to tell spirit that you want to live a better life through your actions and that you can handle the change that you're craving. And with that said, you need to put yourself first in this moment. Your mental stability has to take top priority before anything else because you need to change the way your mind frame sees the world. You need to change how you talk about yourself. You need to see how your words affect your environment. So as long as you do the inner work, whether that be shadow work or going to therapy, you are taking best steps forward for you to be as successful as possible. As for the bottom of the deck energy, we have the Let It Go card. To me, this card gives me the sense of freedom and the sense of just flowing in your natural energy that you possess within yourself. This feels like childlike energy, so you could be working with your inner child and to be more present. It's exciting to see you for the first time. So you can start seeing a life worth living. Now for the Queen of Swords energy, this is the overall composition of the reading. There's an emphasis on being careful with the words that you speak because your reality is what you say it is. So if you say that you're broken, then you will be broken. If you say that you're unlovable, then you are unloved. If you say that you're incapable, you won't have the skills to succeed, and so on and so forth. It is very important to frame your life in the way that you desire it to be. With that said, the Queen of Swords is just here to show you how important it is to restructure your mind frame. Yes, things may be bad now, but that does not mean that your future does not deserve a happy ending. We just have to remember that when the Queen of Swords is in reverse, she can be very cutthroat and very to the point, to where she will cut you off at the drop of a dime. So we also need to be careful to not burn bridges that don't need to be burned, they just need to be mended. And that also means be careful about how you talk about yourself and about others. We don't want to spread gossip, that's not the goal here. And to tie it in with this renewal and rebirth energy, it is as if you're shedding a secondary skin of who you used to be. And with the shedding of that skin comes the removal of the negativity, the pessimism, and the woulda, coulda, shoulda mindset. As you shed this secondary skin, you are leaving the past where it's at and allowing yourself to move forward. To me, this is a message of shadow work and a message of understanding of who you are before you make assumptions of how your future should be. See this as chapter 1 of your healing journey. It's time to start diving deeper Take this as a chance to be as authentic as you can so you can learn who you really are in this moment. And once that shadow work is completed, you will then move forward towards the rebirth and renewal side of things. I would view this in stages, right? So step 1 would be your larva stage, where you acknowledge your situation for what it is and you acknowledge how vulnerable you actually are. And then you have step 2, which would be your caterpillar stage, where you were as if you were a baby taking its first steps, right? Step 3 would be your chrysalis stage. So that would be where you're doing the shadow work, the hard work, and you're taking this time to acknowledge hard truths and face your past and face your trauma. And yes, it's going to be teary-eyed and it's going to be painful in the moment, but in the end, the result is step 4, the butterfly stage, where you are then able to take this knowledge and spread the wealth amongst your peers. No matter how hard your life was or no matter how your life has been, you are still able to persevere. Through pain comes change. Through movement comes change. You cannot have change without movement, right? Alrighty, so we have reached the end of the reading. I hope this resonated with you. And if it did, let me know in the comments. And if it didn't, it's okay. Better luck next time, I guess. Alright, love you, bye.